All right, we are live. Well, thank you, Neemias. Here we go. Maybe wait a couple seconds just to double check. Yeah, technology.
So,
Awesome. Thumbs up. We are live. Finally, we fixed it. Okay, great. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Alex Zhang, and I am the president of the TTU SCI chapter. We are very thrilled and excited to have our first online event, virtual piano residency, with Dr. Bonghee Lee with us. Yeah, right here, clap. I'm just clapping it for myself. Um, Dr. Bonghee Lee will be playing several piano pieces composed by TTU composers. And without further ado, Dr. Lee, introduce yourself. Here we go.
all right. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to see everyone here today. Hope you're well during these difficult times. This is Dr. Bonghee Lee. I'm the piano faculty at Northern Virginia Community College, a music columnist, and the pianist of two ensembles, Lovely Trio and the
All
Presence
right,
Trio.
hi everyone. I'm happy to see everyone here today. Hope you're well during these difficult.
Can I continue? Yeah. The Lover Trio is a unique collaboration of piano, saxophone, and cello, and our first album was released in 2018. We actively worked with composers through the 52 Weeks New Music Project, ranging from piano solo to piano trio repertoire. I also have a regular concert tour in the United States and South Korea with the Presence Trio, an ensemble featuring piano and two saxophones, and its first album was released last year. You can find my albums on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, etc. I also have two singles out, and one of them is collaboration with the composer. I love working with composers, and I wanted to let you know that I also enjoyed working on European solo pieces for the last few weeks. I hope you enjoy this event as much as I enjoyed playing, and I also hope you have more opportunities to collaborate with other musicians in the future. Lastly, thank you to Alex to make this happen. All right, now we are ready to begin.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lee, for your introduction. Let's begin. Our first piece is by Neemias Santos. I think it's first year DMA composition. And Neemias, introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Dr. Wong for making all this happen. And thank you for playing our music. My name is Neemias Santos. I'm a major in composition here at TTU. I'm actually also a cellist. I started my music studies with piano when I was 11 years old. Then I switched to cello. I studied in Brazil, Switzerland, and now I'm here in the United States. Um, I also work with, I'm also a recording engineer and a studio manager for TTU. And also I teach cello at Abilene Christian University and Abilene ISD and here in Lubbock as well. So my my path with composition started when I was a teenager. Still, I used to write music for big bands and arrangements of popular music, and I worked on a lot of popular genres. And before I dived into classical music. And basically, that's how I started composition. So the piece that I wrote for Dr. Bonghee, and she's going to play today, it's called La Scesa della Pazzia, or Ascension of Madness in English. And it was like the result of a weekend that was my head was burning, thinking about how sometimes the world seems to be upside down. And actually, that was even before COVID. So even before then, like what we are living right now, I was really concerned about some stuff that was going around. And I wrote this piece in like basically one night, one single evening. And crazy thing is that although the title sounds dark and maybe too I would say, philosophical. I really grew fond of the music as after the result, and I wanted to change the title, but I kept it because I think it's. I wanted everybody to know where the music came from this reflection on how the world sometimes seems to be upside down, seems to be crazy, and nothing makes sense. And sometimes out of all that craziness comes something beautiful. That's art. That's what we do. And thank you so much.
Well, wonderful, wonderful, Neemias. Thank you for introducing us. And all right, Bonghee, Dr. Lee, let's roll the tape. I'm excited for this.
All right. I hope you enjoy the video. All right. Should I speak? All right, my favorite part was the rhythmic section at the end of the piece, especially I like the collaboration of higher register of the right hand and the left hand here. And then I also liked the left hand pattern at the end from measure 118 to the end. I had to think of the fingerings in the left hand, but it was pretty fun to play after I figured out the patterns. So overall, I thought it was a great mixture of song-like mannerisms and rhythmical motion. So as a performer, I enjoyed recording this piece. Thank you, Neemias.
Oh, that was great. Neemias, do you have any comments, any questions?
Yes, you said as a performer you enjoyed playing the music. I'm always curious because we, as composers, and I'm a performer as well, and I'm curious how did you prepare yourself to play, and how did you prepare the music itself overall?
So for this one, especially the rhythmic pattern at the end was, that is a spot that I need to practice more. So I found the pattern first, and then like practice the pattern. For example, the rhythm is like the 3/4 notes is like pattern, right? Yeah. So I practice that one first, and then find the fingerings. Otherwise, I need to rework on it. So at the end of the piece, it was like pretty challenging because I have to find the pattern, and then I have to find the correct fingerings. Everyone has different fingerings, but I have to find my fingerings. Yeah. So I work on the rhythm first, and then the fingerings, and then like try to understand what the composer would like to present, like in this piece. I especially like the measure 107, 108 that I shared the screen, because it has two different rhythms at the same time. And then I really enjoyed both. Yeah. So while driving, I was like singing this melody and this rhythm. Yeah, that was really fun. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Neemias, for sharing your music. Dr. Lee's great playing, and let's move on to the next piece. Brian Spruill, unfortunately, he won't be able to join us, but he did send us a program notes. I will be reading it. So his piece, progression number 5, that will be the one Dr. Lee will be playing. So this is the words of Brian. I began writing movements of the piece progression as a practice in improvisatory composition. I chose piano to explore the instrument on a deeper level. I wrote many movements that were near impossible before creating them, and finding myself still tweaking some movements. Each one describes a section of a long life. In movements number 5, I explore the approach to the twilight years. This movement takes its time and allows sounds to soar and fall and rise again. Progression number 5 became a meditation on time and its relationship to decay. I hope you find this piece peaceful. And without further ado, let's hear Brian Spruill's piece. By the way, he is a graduating DMA composition student. Let's roll the tape, Dr. Lee.
All right, next video is gonna be Brian's progression number 5. I don't know how many sets Brian has, but I thought this number 5 slow legato piece provided a resting place for performers or audience members between pieces. So as you can see the music, the lack of meter looked interesting, and then I wanted to explore how its sonic landscapes. I liked clear dynamic contrast, even in short piece, and I look forward to exploring the next progressions afterwards. Although I didn't play today, I also had the music of progression number 2. With a slow introduction, number 2 has a combination of many different kinds of rhythmic gestures. And I think it will be pretty challenging to performers due to the tempo, but it was really fun. Thank you for the great work, Brian.
Well, that was delightful, short and sweet. Very nice. Very good. Well, let's move on to the next piece. Is by Nguyen. That will be piano sonata number 1, I believe. The second movement, first movement rather. Yeah. Without further ado, Keenan. By the way, she's the second-year master student studying composition at TTU.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here. So I learned the piano in Vietnam and then I came to Chicago for my undergraduate program in piano performance. And while I've been loving composing for a long time, I officially took composition lessons when I was a junior, college junior. So this piece was actually one of my first works. And like a lot of my other pieces, it was inspired by Vietnamese folklore and classical literature. And in this case, I was inspired by a story written in the 16th century. So it's about a young Mandarin in the court. But his heart does not belong to this secular world. So he decided to reside early to find a fairyland in his dream. And he finally finds it and even marry a beautiful fairy. However, after a while, he got homesick and wanted to return to his old village, even though his wife strongly persuaded him not to. Still, he came back to where he was born, only to realize that no one in the village recognized him because hundreds of years have passed since the day he left. So, realizing the truth, he wanted to go back to his wife, but he never found the fairyland again. So it was quite a sad story, and it raises a lot of questions in me about what we want in life, what we want to persuade, and it's pretty passionate. So yeah, so without further ado, I think we can start playing now.
All right, the next piece is gonna be the first movement of the piano sonata number 1 by Keenan.
Thank you so much.
This piece has a catchy tune. I like that.
Thank you.
The first movement was written in sonata form, and to me, it sounded like a long journey to find the love. This music that I shared, that is my favorite part. So my favorite part was from the B major section in the middle. So that one B major section in the middle until we return to the B minor section.
Yeah.
So I really like my favorite part was 96, 97 especially. Yeah, I really like that crescendo. So we can finally go back to home, like B minor in major 9/8. I really like the part. And the second movement was so lovely and remind me of the second movement of Beethoven's Piano Sonata number 5 in C minor, Opus 10 number 1. It was very lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was lovely. Any other comments from Keenan or Dr. Lee?
Yeah, I wanted to also play the second movement, but yeah, today I play. That's just first movement. But I just wanted to mention this second movement was so lovely.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the first movement too. Yeah, the
Yeah.
tune was so catchy.
Yeah. I just like to say that even as a pianist myself, I'm always amazed by how the other pianists interpret my piece and even other pieces. So, oh my God, I still feel goosebumps listening to you playing my works.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you're both a lovely piece.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I may look at their movement too.
Thank you.
Well, that was delightful. That was wonderful. Well, we have one more performing left. That will be Mikhail Johnson. His piece, Wach, HAYDN. I actually really like the title. Very cool. Well, Mikhail, without further ado, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mikhail Johnson. I'm an international student here at Texas Tech. I'm originally from Jamaica, and I come to you here in Lubbock, Texas. And I studied science, actually. I started as a science major back home, and then I got my degrees in piano and composition at Bowling Green State University in Ohio, and now here I'm for my doctorate in piano performance at Texas Tech. And this piece was a commission from Bowling Green State University to craft an original composition that was based on a piece that was already in the piano canon, as it were, most famous work. And for this piece, I was given the Sonata in D major of Haydn, Hoboken 37, as my basis. And this was supposed to be a transition to get a young collegiate student interested into new music. And so the piece that I wrote, Wach, HAYDN, takes on a double entendre in which I'm using my Jamaican language, which means what are you hiding, in a way to say the journey of hide and seek. So I'm basically kind of portraying this journey of the actual theme of the original Haydn sonata within this piece and taking on a lot of structures as to what Haydn would have used, such as taking motives and creating accompaniments with them, bringing material that was very familiar in random places, but also it portrays someone searching for something and kind of going back to familiar places to see if they missed anything. And so you'll hear a lot of returning of a lot of material, but also it's my musical exhibit parody in the likes of Mozart towards Salieri, in what you're hiding, in my way of saying, look at what I can do. So I hope you can see all of that and let your imagination run wild. Enjoy what you're hiding.
Well, thank you very much, Mikhail. And by the way, I just realized how diverse and international this panel is. I think none of us are from America. Either I'm just plugging in here. Well, all right, Dr. Bonghee Lee, let's roll the tape. I'm excited about this.
All right, I can tell he were in science major, so I can hear like mathematical stuff, like mathematical playing in his piece. I really enjoyed it. So next piece is gonna be the piece written by Mikhail. All right, this is my favorite part. My favorite part was the last four measures, which was reminiscent to me of Haydn's D major piano sonata. Right before I heard the subject of the HAYDN D major sonata at the end of Mikhail's piece, I have ritardando in measure 184. And I thought it would be more exciting if there is accelerando the measure before, like this part, to maximize the effects of molto ritardando and F major theme of HAYDN sonata. So I played with accelerando. So we hear lots of polychoral harmonies throughout the piece, but F major at the end of the piece made me feel finally back home after a long journey. It was a really fun piece to work on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's always a privilege to hear other people interpret one's work, because of course, being a composer and a performer, you already have in your mind how you think it should go, but kind of putting it out there and leaving it in the hands of someone else is always great to see someone else's imagination of what that hide and seek journey might be for them. And so it's always a privilege to hear various sounds, various takes on what they would in terms of liberties that they would choose, or where they would choose to, keep time, or, and that's why I enjoy this art of composing. It's very intriguing to see how they would make the piece come alive in their own way.
Yeah, that's why I also enjoy working with composers.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, when I play at the when I found the music at the end F major HAYDN sonata, I actually play D major sonata because I played when I was younger, so that remind me of my my teenager. So it was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well that was great. That was brilliant. I just want to plug in for Mikhail. I think he has a piano recital coming up. Would you want to kind of elaborate that? I think it's streaming online. Everything's online now. Go ahead, Mikhail.
Hi, everyone. Well, yes, I do have a recital coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time, and I'll be doing the works of of Beethoven, since it's his 250th anniversary. I'll be doing Ravel. I'll be actually performing this piece, so tomorrow you'll get to hear my interpretation of this piece, and also I'll be performing Bartok's Romanian dances. So I do hope to see you there, and you can find all that information on the Facebook page.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Well, what a lovely display of new music, piano music composed by TTU composers. I just want to thank, first of all, Dr. Lee for doing this. It is just what a great job, and also huge thanks to all of you tuning in to watch us, and of course, biggest thanks to 4 composers who wrote this music and provided us just what a lovely afternoon. I'm just really grateful for this. Stay tuned to this. We are going to do the piano virtual residency, not piano, but other virtual residency again next year. So we'll see you next year, and everybody, please have a safe and healthy and wonderful holiday season. And
Can I add one thing?
I'm gonna. Oh, please, Dr. Lee, please.
So
I
I
jumped
just
in too
want
fast.
to say program notes are useful for performers to understand the piece. And further, I recommend you to contact the performers before the concert or the presentation day, so they don't forget to practice your pieces. I think as a performer, it is really helpful. It's kind of like push to like, oh, you need to practice my piece, something like that. So, and then I just feel the music is uniquely impacted during this time. And, but I hope performers and composers can make something creative and fun together. Hope you had a great semester and have a beautiful rest of the year. It was really great to meet everyone here today. Thank you.
Thank you. I completely agree. I think the communication between performers and composers is just tremendously important. And yes, keep that in mind. Thank you for reminding us. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. And I'm going to stop doing the live right now.
Bye.
And
Thank you, Alex, for coordinating.
Okay, great. Let me